Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Country Morning Creations, and I'm here with a flip through of a journal I have made for a swap. I've met Colette, we've been friends for a while on Instagram and Facebook, and we both share a love of junk journals and the Outlander series. So that's both the Outlander books and the TV series. And so we decided we were going to do a journal swap, and this is my journal for her. Now, this is probably one of I haven't made a whole lot of these soft covers, and so today I was just, for this one, I felt like it needed a soft cover. And this is the linen that I absolutely love that I get from the fabric store. So I'll give you a link to that. This just has that old world feel to it. It has slubs. I washed it so it's all wrinkly. And I just love the feel of this soft cover. So I'm using a printable kit, and I'll link that below. It's from Etsy. I will warn you that this kit uses a ton of ink. So one of the things I plan to do before I use this kit again is to actually go in and Photoshop it and make it lighter so that it doesn't use as much ink. I think I used all of my tanks and had to order more before I finished this whole kit. So you definitely want to do something like that. So on the cover here, this is just some cardstock that I then inked over. And then these are definitely all from that. This is just some antique French paper that I had, but everything else is from that paper kit. On the spine, I did 2 signatures, and I wanted to add the buttons, and I added this gorgeous lace. And the spine is reinforced. You can see it's not real soft. And I will have a video on how to make this cover up later, probably this weekend. And then on the back, because backs should not be blank or boring, if you know me, I am really into having something on the backs. So Je suis prête is a saying, the family saying for the Fraser clan. And I want to show you some of these buttons just real quickly up close. Like, I love that one, and here's a little flower one. And a lot of these are just really, they look a lot like somebody just carved them. So I love all those buttons. And then on the front, you'll see it's a button closure with seam binding. And then I used a manila envelope. So I'm starting at the back, but I left the back open so that she can store all kinds of things in here if she would like. So let's jump to the front. This won't take very long. It is 120 pages, 2 signatures of 60 pages each. And so I started this again as a printout, but I have lots of this just coffee dyed paper, and I only did the 3-hole pamphlet stitch instead of the 5-hole pamphlet stitch because I wasn't sure how to work a 5-hole pamphlet stitch with the buttons. So again, using my 28-pound coffee dyed acid neutral paper, one of the things I did was I picked out 4 of my favorite sections of the different books, and I think this is part of the wedding scene or something like that. Anyway, I picked 4 of them out. This is some genuine antique ledger, and I definitely did some stenciling throughout this. But I wanted this to be something that she could actually use, so it has tons of blank pages. I have some vintage French ephemera, so if you're familiar with the books at all, in the second book and in the second season, they go to Paris. So I thought it was appropriate to include some French things. And then I did want to throw some pretty other papers in here. So this is a Edith Holden page. And then I have, again, this is a printable from that. This is actually made for the A4 European size. So there's a little bit, and I decided not to cut all that off. And then this is some of the ephemera that comes with the pack. So there's the red dress from Paris, and that's Lullaby, and this is the Sky Song. And so I've tucked just a few things of ephemera in here, not a ton, just a few pages. So this is another section. This is the one where Jamie is standing before Colum and pledging his oath. And all I've done is glued the pages to some coffee dyed paper that I have and then sewn them in. So some genuine French music. It came with all these circles, and someone had suggested that I use them as a dangle, and I thought that was perfect. So I have added those as dangles. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. So a lot of this kit was mostly just Scottish stuff. Very little having to do directly with Outlander, but I thought it was a great kit, and so I've used that. Again, this is the other half to that. If I had thought about it before I put these together, I would have figured out how to make it so that you could read the sections together. Then this is actually from the old design shop. So this is, no, I take that back. This is Graphics Fairy. So this is from the Graphics Fairy Scottish kit that they have. And so again, the Sky Song, Lullabrock, I'm not even sure what that is, and a dragonfly all tucked into here. And this says Good Morning Sassenach. And that's what I've named this particular journal, is Sassenach, which I thought was perfect since that was what Claire was called all the time. And then I have a second signature. So this is the second signature, and here's a dragonfly and a thistle. And so again, more Outlander pages. These are actually from, my son gave me my first copy of it, and it was old and falling apart, so I thought I would use it for this. And then my mom gave me a new set for Christmas, so I could dig into this one and use those pages without any guilt. More of that stenciling, some more French ephemera. This is actually from 1917, so this is a really old ledger that I have, and that's real. That's not a printout. And then more of this, and I have a belly band here, and it's actually a double belly band. And so again, I have a couple of things. There's the definition of Sassenach, a foreigner, an English person, an Outlander. And then another piece, this again is also from the Graphics Fairy. I thought it was perfect in here. But pretty much everything else is either vintage pieces or printables. So again, coming from that book, another Edith Holden page, some more stenciling. I put this in the middle because I didn't want to lose this thistle that was in the center of this page. But again, that's Scotland and another Celtic knot kind of thing, bagpipes. So a lot of this is just very Scotland-oriented pieces. There's not anything in particular. Last tuck spot, those are the standing stones if you follow it all. And there's Lullabrock. That was her wedding dress. And just some stags, which Jamie would hunt. And the standing stones again. And that is the last tuck spot. And then it says Good Morning Sassenach there. Some more of that ledger. And this is vintage French receipts. The music, more from the book. And the back is, these are the standing stones, and it says Scotland. And you can see how dark this prints out. So I think when I make my next one, I will probably go in and lighten it up for two reasons. One, so it's a little bit lighter and easier to see, because I do print directly onto my coffee dyed paper, but also so that it doesn't use as much ink. And then again, here is the back. I lined this with this is a linen. This is, oh, I forget what this is called. Anyway, I lined it with that. And then my sewing machine does this stitch, and I thought this stitch was perfect. So I went ahead and did that, and like I said, I left that pocket open. So I hope you have enjoyed this flip through. I hope Colette enjoys her book, and I hope I've inspired you to be creative today.